Hi guys, today was a long day, a lot of learning lessons, and I want to just touch actually on one thing that happened in the process of placing an offer for a client of mine. So we placed several offers for different clients, and unfortunately, the first offer I really wasn't pleased with the outcome. Not so much, my clients were awesome, but the problem was that I had dialogue with the listing agent prior to us going to place an offer, and I want to touch on this because I think it's also important for agents, realtors, and people in the industry to understand this situation and what it actually does to the industry. It's no secret that real estate, as a general, in general, has a negative stigma when it comes to certain practices, and I think part of that is, largely contributed by the professionals who are in it. There are some amazing professionals in this industry, and I've had the privilege of working with many of them. However, there are some people who just do this maybe as a part-time living or a gig, and they just don't understand the professionalism extends beyond, just doing a deal. Everything about what you do has to be carried forward with professionalism, and it's reflective of our industry as a whole and us as professionals. So basically what happened was there was a property for sale at around $1 million. I asked the listing agent prior, obviously it was an offer holdback, so they were expecting more. My clients didn't really feel the property was worth much more, and I didn't think so either. I felt it was priced in and around what it really should be getting. But because they were holding back offers, it was indicative that the seller wanted more than what they were asking, which is fine. But the listing agent should also give indications, set expectations so as not to waste the time. Despite the fact that you're working for the best interest of the seller, you also don't want to waste people's time, waste your own time, if the numbers that are going to come to the table that night are not going to appease your seller's simply not going to accept anything. So in the end, what happened was tonight we got two offers. This was after countless conversations, back and forth, home inspections, analysis. So what happens is that my buyers become emotionally vested in the property. Maybe, at the end of the day, there'll always be a next one. But you're wasting people's time, you're wasting people's emotions. And then when they go to the table and you give them an offer that you feel is fair, and then they come back and ask you for several $100,000 more, that's just simply not right. Especially not in light of the fact that I've had a conversation with the listing agent who represents the seller and whose sole responsibility is to understand what the seller's expectations are. If you already know that your seller's not going to accept a particular number, it is then your responsibility to ensure that people don't waste their time, or you waste yours, or your sellers, or my buyers, or any lenders who are involved. What's the point? All you're doing is simply stigmatizing the industry further, making people hate this, making people hate the process, calling it games, when in fact it can be handled much differently and can be a very amicable process for everybody. If you're dealing with people like that, in my opinion, it's not the industry, it's the people. And regardless of what industry they'd be in, they'd suck because it's just the way they govern business. So professionalism, I think, it has nothing to do with real estate. It has to do with people and how they carry themselves. So I'm very sorry for buyers who have experienced this type of behavior. I think it's important for buyer agents to always foreshadow and through their experience try to tell people what might happen so that they're prepared mentally and it doesn't come as a shock. Anyway, I hope this was useful and I shared a little bit about my experience today. If you have any questions, always feel free to reach out to myself or Alex. Have a great night.